Tina, I will begin by saying that no Gold Coast Fund Management customer has received a PESWA as I speak now. The news going through the media that the government is paying Gold Coast Fund Management customers is never true. And as I speak to you, today is 2nd of December. No Gold Coast Fund Management customer has received any payment. That is the fact.
No, none.
So
not a single person has received anything.
From the beginning of our issue, the government took that there's no way it's going to pay Gold Coast Fund Management customers. And come to think of it, Gold Coast Fund Management customers form 82.3% of the entire customers who have suffered lock-up funds under the Securities and Exchange Commission. And the reason is that the owner of the company is challenging the revocation of its license at court. And for that matter, we, the innocent customers, must suffer the consequences. So from 2018, we have been appealing to the president, the government, all the stakeholders, but they turned deaf ears to our appeal. So getting to this election, we realize that we have a trump card, a bargaining chip, which is our right to vote. So we started mobilizing and threatening the government that if we do not receive our money before 7 December, we will vote against the Ekufuado government. And when we started making videos and we started threatening, the government then in haste tried to come out to do something, to represent something. So on the 18th of December, Securities and Exchange Commission came out with a release titled Partial Bailout for Gold Coast Fund Management customers. In that release, they sought to communicate to the customers that now the government has revised its position, saying that they are not going to pay us. They have changed that narrative, and now they are going to pay us a capped amount up to 50,000. Meaning that any customers whose investment falls between zero amount to 50,000 will receive everything. But those who have their investment beyond 50,000 will only receive 50,000, and the rest will be decided after the court cases have been decided on. And they promised to send text messages. So the text messages started coming last Monday. And you see, we are very pleased and aggrieved towards the government, even in this process of our payment. Why am I saying this? The reason being that we have witnessed in this country how our counterparts who fell under the banking crisis and the savings and loans and the microfinances were paid. Why were they paid? After their validation, the receiver just signed them text, and that text message contains a specific bank with a specific bank account number and the money that due that customer. So all that the customer needs to do is to walk to the bank with a text message, and the money is given to the customer. Stress-free, difficulty-free. In our case, it is different. When you receive the first text message, it contains what is called claim ID and a website address. The customer needs to log on to the website address to fill forms that have a binding agreement, legal binding agreement. After you have filled this form, you have to go back home and wait for 5 working days. After the 5 working days, they will say you will receive another text message. When you receive that text message, you still go back to the net to fill another form. And you come back home and wait for another 5 working days. And you receive another text message before you take it to the GCB bank. My problem is, our customer base, we have about 70% of our customers being old people, pensioners, agents, who are not internet inclined, IT inclined. So how do you subject this category of persons into this cumbersome and laborious internet approach? Which doesn't make sense. So it suggests to us, if you calculate the payment process and the time involved, it spans over the election. This suggests to us that the government has no goodwill in paying us. They still stand by his entrenched position that he will not pay us because the cases are in court. But he's just doing something to lure the customers through the elections so that we will cast our votes for them. All customers may not be pleased at them, against them, so that they can go through the election successful. And at the end, they will turn and spit at our feet. But we are smarter than that. we still maintain our ground. If we don't receive our money before 7th December, we will kick a good part of government out. Because we have resolved that already. And they cannot deceive us any longer. Even in this election season, if the Ekupardo does not feel the urgency and the pressure to pay us, what will be the agency of his government if they win the election 2020? So knowing that they have about 4 years ample time, it wouldn't be any good thing. So the point we are making is that though customers have started the process, but we still maintain our ground. And you see, the saddest part is that they haven't even sent even 20% of the customers the first message. Not 20% of the customers have received the first message. About 80% are yet to receive the first message. But they have jumped ahead, sending second messages to these less than 20% of the customers who have received the first message without satisfying the remaining 80% with the first message. And they suggested to us that they are doing pick and choose to pay few people, and at the end of the day, their communicators will jump into it and broadcasting that they have paid everybody. We are monitoring it keenly. And I want to assure the Citizens Election Commission that we know the approach that they have chosen. They are now doing the bidding of the government, but by their establishment, they should be for the customers. Because when they announce this payment structure, we saw that there are a lot of things in it that is not favorable to the customers. Therefore, we wrote officially on the 20th. We wrote to Security Financial Commission. I sent the letter personally to Reverend Ogbamitette's office, requesting them to meet us on the 23rd to have a meeting with them so that we seek clarification and make input to the payment structure. But up to now, they have not responded to our letter. And this is not the first time they are doing this. It means that they are giving us a blind eye. But we are in this together. When the time comes, they will see where the power lies. Whether it lies in the hands of a Aggrieved or it lies in the hands of the citizens.
I hope you can hear me.
I can, please.
How many of you are involved? You said you form up to 70% of the total.
No, 82.3%.
Gold Coast Fund Management customers alone.
Yes.
Over 80% of the total number of customers of fund managers who have been affected.
Yes.
That's significant. And you're saying that out of this number, only 20% have received the text messages.
Not even up to 20%.
Less than 20%.
And the text message even comes with a lot of issues. Because you see, one of the issues or challenges that we are facing with the text message is that when the text message comes, someone has an amount of 800,000 in the investment. After the validation, they validated only 50,000. It means that they have written the remaining 750,000 off. And if you sought to resolve it, after you have called and lodged a complaint, they will ask you to wait within 10 working days before they get back to you. What is this?
So you have 800,000 there. They are giving you 50,000.
Yes, and someone has 60,000 there. They have given the person 4,000.
No.
And about 90% of those who have received the text messages, they face this problem. Their investment has been slashed.
Well, are they saying that we can only pay you this for now, we'll pay you later, or they are saying
No.
that's all we can pay you?
No, what they are trying to tell you that is the money upon our checks, upon the validation that we conducted. That is the money that we find that you have in this investment. Meanwhile, customers have documents to prove. These all things suggest to us that they are just deliberately creating problem in the process to buy time.
Somebody has 60,000, gets 4,000.
Yes, 4,000.
And then after they do that, they send you a text message asking you to follow an online process.
Yes. And you see, this thing that they are doing, they are opening the customers to fraud. Internet fraudsters can just jump into this system, take people's particular, and destroy them. And I am sorry that a government couldn't think of this before adopting this approach.
You seem not to have any faith at all in what the government is doing, because you're saying that you feel this is all about the election.
Oh, but it is obvious, my brother, Sinner. It is obvious. For over 3 years now, we have done series of demonstrations, series of petitions. Even on the 3rd of November, Security Election Commission issued a press release, and they reiterate their stand that unless the court cases are exhausted, they will not pay us. So what informed the government that 15 days down the line, they came and changed their position? Since we have just 18 days to the election, they changed their position that now we want to pay you.
But if they really wanted to use this for election purposes, don't you also think that they would have been ready to pay you everything?
That is the point. You see, because if they say that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. They made no plans for us as far as those companies are concerned. But now that they have realized the seriousness that we are, standing on our ground, that we vote against them. That's why they are doing something to represent something. They are not ready to do any serious payment.
I heard a lot of anger in your voice. How has it been like?
It's been very bad. Because leading this whole thing, I deal with the customers directly. They call me every day. I am privy to the customer's problem. As I'm speaking to you, I know an old lady who is over 80 years who has been ejected from her rented apartment. But this old lady has over 70,000 in this Gold Coast management issue. So I was raised by my grandmother. Sometimes I have to go to the extent. Someone will call you, Charles, and you made him do something tomorrow, a widow. And sometimes I have to spend 50 CDs, 100 CDs, just for a couple of people. And it's not one person. People have genuine problems. And you are moving around as a government doing unnecessary things. And you don't want us to talk about. When you talk about, they say you are doing politics. It's nonsense. And it's only a sick society who will think that way, that you are doing politics, fighting for your very livelihood. That is nonsense. It is about time we hold the bull by the horn. If someone is doing something stupid, let's look at the person's face and tell the person that what you are doing is stupidity. You are sharing money around this month, every teacher, 1,000 cities. Look at the number of teachers we have in this country. 1,000 cities have been added to every teacher's salary just to buy votes. Since you ascended the throne as a president, have you ever done that? Calculate the number of cities that will go into this 1,000 cities for every teacher. Meanwhile, you are owing people their legitimate money, and you are misbehaving around. And when we talk about some silly people think we are doing politics because of their stomach and their interest. This is total stupidity that is going on in this country.
Like I said, I still hear the anger in your voice. You're saying that if you do not receive, are you saying some or all of your monies before December 7th? There's no way any of your members will vote for this government.
Let me listen to me. Paying those who fell and above, they have been paid 100%. Savings and loans and emergency finance, those who have received their money, they have received 100%. Why should we be paid capped amount? Why should we be paid capped amounts? And the court case that they are using as a justice to justify this, I don't want the adjective to use. I don't know the adjective to use. This monstrous payment approach that they are doing, that we are in court. In the case of Unibank, Dr. Kabila before took the case to court. The case is still in court. Unibank customers have been paid off. Unicredit customers have been paid off. The case is still in court. Even GN customers, GN Savings and Loans, owned by the same Dr. Apakosi Indian, they have been paid off. So why is the rule being applied differently in case of Gold Coast Fund Management Company? Is it segregation? And do we tolerate that in this modern world?
So you see a certain sense of discrimination. Why do you think so? That you have been singled out and being discriminated against?
Yes, I think so because the president has shown us that Gold Coast Fund Management customers, we are not Ghanaians. Therefore, taxpayers' money that are being used to pay this financial cleanup exercise debt cannot be used to pay us. If not, why should you pay others and leave us? You see, why should you pay others and leave us? It is total segregation and selectiveness, which is very bad at this age of ours.
And I'm wondering what you suspect is accounting for the segregation and the discrimination. Why would the president single you out, Gold Coast Fund Management customers?
You see, it is about time that we speak the truth. There are business politics involved in all the things. And when we have gotten to, we should let the cat out. All this thing is being engineered by Kenneth Onyeka. You see, when you look at the fund management sector, the industry players, the leading industry player is Gold Coast Fund Management. That's Dr. Apothecary. It's all 1/3 of the total security market. Okay, the customer. And it runs an investment portfolio of 5 billion. Okay, investment portfolio over 5 billion. You see, the revocation of the license affected 53 fund management companies. Okay, the total amount involved is 10.6 billion Ghana cedis, according to Securities and Exchange Commission, their statistics. And this 10.6 billion Ghana cedis, Gold Coast alone has an investment portfolio of almost 5 billion. So if you deduct the 5 billion from the 10.6 billion, it means that the remaining 5.6 billion is going to be shared by this remaining 52 companies. I don't know if you get the explanation that I'm giving. Okay? And Kenneth Onyeka Data Bank is a player in this industry. Okay? And when Kenneth Onyeka became the finance minister, they thought they can kill all the major industry players so that they take the lead role. And that is exactly what they are doing. And Ogbami Tete is also a shareholder in Data Bank. Kenneth Onyeka is a greater shareholder in Data Bank. And these two entities are now the managers of the industry. Kenneth Onyeka being the finance minister, Ogbami Tete being the Securities and Exchange Commission Director General, which is an extension office of the Ministry of Finance, which supervises this fund management companies. So they think they can kill others to build their own. Because it doesn't make sense that Kenneth Onyeka and Ogbami Tete, with lawful grant, the owners of Data Bank, from 2012 up to 2018, these people have been saving their Data Bank's money in Gold Coast Fund Management. Now, the point I'm trying to make that Data Bank also made investments with Gold Coast Fund Management. And when they sat down and planned the scheme to collapse Gold Coast Fund Management, 3 months to the collapse, they went and withdrew all their money because they were privileged to information that we are going to collapse Gold Coast Fund Management. So they withdrew the entire investment of Data Bank from Gold Coast, an investment in a tune of 260 million Ghana cedis. And after withdrawing Data Bank investment from Gold Coast Fund Management, they set Gold Coast on the part of collapse because they think 10 years, excuse me for my words, we are foolish people. So the ordinary Ghanaian must have his money locked up there. And these same people too are in the hands of the affairs, deciding on the payments of customers who have had their money locked up in Gold Coast Fund Management, and they are playing professionally with us. We will show them where the power lies.
I'm going to end by reading a a message to you. This is from one of our viewers on Facebook. Her name is Becky Stone. She says, Senna, please, can you ask the gentleman why he is wasting his energy? Did they not hear that JM has promised to pay them when elected? They should vote for JM number 2. Do you think that all this is about, all this attempt to pay you or to buy time, as you are saying, is because of that promise by the former president who they think will sway your votes?
Okay. Senna, let me be very frank with you. We are not politicians. Personally, I'm not a politician. Okay? I'm not a politician. And I have no interest in whoever wins this election. But we are contesting as a group in this election. The interest we are contesting for is our money. And since this payment process has started, we still want to see how the payment will go. Therefore, we need an ample time as a customer to see how the process and the payment itself will go. For that matter, we have resolved as a group that we are pushing this election into a runoff. When we push it into the runoff, it will give us some ample time to see if the process is completed, the money will be paid. If they are paid, we will advise ourselves. If they are not paid, we will see what to do in the second round of the election.
You do have the numbers to push how do you intend to do that?
Then it's simple. We got those fund management alone. We have over 800,000 customers. And now we are putting a strategy in place for 1 month now, which is yielding. That is Operation 155. Operation 155 means that each Gold Coast Fund Management customer should disciple 5 family or friends to him or herself. And multiply, making 6. So multiplying 6 by 800,000, it is going to be 4.5 million. 4.5 million, our target is 1 million NPP faithfuls in this 4.5 million. If we get this 1 million NPP faithfuls, we are telling them to switch camp. They should switch camp from NPP because NPP, they have an idea that they won the 2016 election with 1 million votes. So we want 1 million customers to switch camp from NPP and vote elsewhere. We put the election to run up. If God is not their side, we will push them to